Okay, John here. I'm just doing a brief explanation of the current batch of mead I have going on. And this is just like a test video, you could say. And yeah, so I'm just doing a quick little video of how the batch of mead went. And yeah, there'll be more videos coming up soon. I know a lot of my friends and family, stuff like that, they're asking about how do you do it, John? How do you make your brews? And yeah, this is for like people of age, to be able, drinking age, you know. So I don't want kids doing brews and stuff like that. And yeah, so you got to be like 18 in some provinces, 19 in some provinces, and I'm sure in some states it's 21. So yeah, just obey the laws, guys, and you know. Anyways, this is just information to how my batch of mead went, and yeah. So thank you for tuning in, and here we go. Good day, guys. It's John here with SRS Brews or Brewing. I haven't came up with an idea what to call it yet, but here is my 2 batches of mead, which is a 1-gallon batch each. Each batch has 3 pounds of honey. I got the recipe from CS Brews. Thank you for sharing that on YouTube, and awesome help and advice that they give to the public. That's great. And I also did their idea of chopping up raisins to give it yeast nutrient and tannins. So with this one, I'm going to explain what I have for this recipe here. What I did is I took natural honey, no preservatives, and I put it on a scale with a Pyrex cup, and I measured exactly 1 pound in the jar, and then I mixed hot water or warm water to dilute the honey so it was warmer, more liquid, and then I poured it in a funnel through here, and I measured each pound, so 3 pounds exactly, and I did the same thing, put it in there. And then what I did was I chopped up the, well, I should explain that when I had the honey and water in there, I shook it up to agitate it to get it more air for the yeast to breed in there and colonize. And then I added my, but I didn't add the yeast yet, so anyways. I added this next, which was the chopped raisins. Then I added a few star anise. And there's a stick of cinnamon in there. I don't think you can see it, but there is a stick of cinnamon in there with 1 clove. And then I took an orange and juiced it in a reamer by hand and put it through a strainer into the funnel, and then the orange juice went in there, 1 exact orange. And then I took a lime, juiced that lime the same way, strained it through a strainer into the funnel. So there's 1 juice lime and 1 juice orange in there. And then I waited for it to come to a good room temperature. You don't want it too hot for your yeast. And then I pitched my yeast in there. And then it started bubbling within an hour. And normally bubbles are a good sign, but sometimes you can have a brew that doesn't even bubble at all. It depends on what kind of setup you had. I did a brew in this 5 or 6 gallon bucket there. I don't use the buckets anymore. I just I ferment in these now. I don't use those plastic fermenters anymore. I just do the all glass fermentation. And so that was that. This one's brewing quite nice. There's a nice aroma coming from these. And then the second batch that I have here also has 3 pounds of honey and warm water, same method. Chopped up raisins and a few star anise, and I have 3 cloves in here. No stick of cinnamon. But what I added in this, instead of orange and lime, I used that Palm Wonderful pomegranate juice from concentrate. It's all natural. There's no preservatives in it. And I put it in there. It's giving off a very nice aroma. Giving off a nice aroma there. And yeah, so I plan on racking these. Some people say 2 weeks. I'm going to let her go for about 3 weeks or so. And the only reason I'm worried about it is some people would leave these caps or whatever they call them on the the fruit caps, like the floating fruit there, it can get mold after the carbonations, like not carbonation, but the carbon monoxide fills in this chamber, and some people say it won't have mold on top of this. So what I usually do is I just give it a little shaky shake there, get it wet, keep it moist. I usually do it every day. Some people say every few days, but just keep it wet, and you won't have mold developing on it within a few weeks. So every day, just give it a little shake like that, keep it moist, and yeah, you should be fine. And I'm going to let it keep going. I'm going to do a reading with my hydrometer, original gravity reading and stuff. And if it's at a good number, I'm going to transfer it into secondary fermentation into this jug, so it doesn't have any of this floating stuff. And not too worried about the lees in it, because the dead yeast, because I'm going to keep transferring and racking back and forth and waiting for a while. And I'm still learning how to not kill off the yeast or make the yeast dormant. Some people put additives to make the yeast dormant, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let her keep going, let her age, and keep racking it until she's a nice, clear the way I like it there. And the cool way I did this, some people usually buy 2 extra jugs so they can rack into. What I'm going to do is, when this one's done, because it's about a few days older than this one's the youngest, this one's the oldest. I have it written on a calendar. I always mark my readings down and everything. When this one's ready to transfer into secondary fermentation, I'm going to rack her into that, siphon her into this one. So this one's now empty. This jug will be empty. So then I can rack this one into this jug. So it saves on buying multiple jugs. You just got to clean it properly. And I always sanitize everything with metabolic sulfite solution, or whatever you want to call it there. And yeah, so I always sanitize everything. I don't go too crazy with it, but like always make sure it's sanitized. That's what I always do. So within about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll see how this mead is. Some people call it a mellow if it includes fruit or fruit juices. So these could be mellows, but they can also be those ones with spices, methyl something. I'll have to pop it up on the screen there, or I'll cut it into edit. I don't know. There's another name, methylogen or something like that. I can't pronounce it properly. It's a little foreign to me, but yeah, it's methylogen. These have fruits and spices, so I don't know if it's a melomel or a methylogen. Maybe it's a melometh, or it's a methomel. I don't know. Anyways, so that's that, and it's brewing quite well. I should do some update videos on it, and let me know what you think. I know this is a shoddy video, but it's what I'm production. My productions, you know, I'm on a budget. It's a B-rated YouTube video, and that's my wine supplies there. I'm just in the basement. I know you're not supposed to have light on these, but I have a. It should be fine. It's not that aggressive. You could cover them up or something if you wish. But it is doing quite well. And thank you for tuning in. This is John with SRS Brews, or Brewing. I don't know what to call it yet, but let's see how she goes. And if you have any information, like if you want to learn anything about what I can help you, I'll be glad to talk to you guys. So comment away, it's fine. But yeah, that's my batches of mead, 1 gallon each. So always don't overdo it with the sugars, because you can overdo your sugars. I know some people are trying to get an alcohol content. Oh, the yeast's going to eat the alcohol content. And the yeast that I did use was the champagne yeast. I think it's 11 something, like 1,120, I don't know, something like that. But my original gravity reading on these was 1.120, 1120, some people call it. I'm still learning how to do gravity readings, and they are important. so you know where you're going with your brew and know how much time you have left in it and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope I wasn't rambling on too much for you guys, and if you're still here, well, thank you for tuning in, guys, and much love. Johnny Boy is gonna try to make another video. Cheers, guys.